Hi, I'm Akash Anand. Over the last few centuries, we as humans have built many new devices that have revolutionized the way we've lived our lives. Devices like the computer, the car, the telescope, or even the smartphone. But for thousands of years, there's been one technology that hasn't changed, and that's the way we grow our food. Our agriculture systems today pollute the environment, and they produce food low in nutritional value too. I'm happy to say that today we're bringing in a new revolution in food production technology. I'd like to introduce you to Ceasar, the controlled environment agriculture system with automated recording. Ceasar makes indoor plant farming energy efficient and extremely user friendly too. Let me show you how. Ceasar has a myriad of sensors here to monitor the environmental conditions in which our plants grow. So here, as you can see, we've been growing some greens under our LED lighting system. Now, these sensors continuously provide data to this Arduino at a regular interval of about 30 minutes. The Arduino collects all this data and sends it over to the Raspberry Pi via I2C communication. The Raspberry Pi here hosts a web server as well as a local database. As the Arduino sends data to the Raspberry Pi, it saves all of the data in the database so that it can be accessed later on. Now, the web server being hosted on the Raspberry Pi can be accessed by the user using a local Wi-Fi network or over the internet. More on that in a minute. Now, Ceasar can intelligently detect when your plant needs some help. So for example, we've got a soil moisture sensor right here. When the soil moisture levels falls below a certain threshold, Ceasar intelligently realizes that your plants need to be watered. So the Raspberry Pi activates our actuation pump here, which brings in some water and irrigates your plants to make them happy. In addition to water levels, other sensors that Ceasar has includes a carbon dioxide sensor to measure the CO2 levels present in the environment. We've also got a light intensity sensor to ensure that our plants are getting the optimal level of light. We've got a DHT22, which measures the temperature and humidity of the enclosure. At the end of the day, Ceasar also helps the user visualize and analyze all of the data and activities that Ceasar has been performing through a very user-friendly web app. Let me demonstrate.
So here we can see how the user can actually interact with Caesar right from their own laptop. On the home screen, the user is greeted with a number of environment cards. Each of these cards shows an environmental parameter. So for instance, the humidity card tells us that the humidity in which our greens are growing is at 66.3%. Pretty healthy. The user can also see the latest time at which these recordings were taken. So at 11:46, these were updated. Now, the user can monitor how Caesar has been interacting with the plant over a period of time as well. For example, by clicking on the temperature card, we can see a plot of how temperature has varied over the last few days. We can even hover over each data point to actually see what exactly the temperature value was at each instance in time. Similarly, could click on the humidity as well to see how humidity varied in the environment with time. And whenever Caesar takes any actions, it sends a notification to your phone too.